We have the details from Governor Kristi Noem about the legalization of industrial hemp in South Dakota.
Plus, with the impeachment trial taking Sunday off, Senator Mike Rounds made a stop in Pierre for South Dakota right to life.
And a former NBA star is among the dead after a helicopter crash in California. We'll tell you what we know.
Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Young artists are getting their chance to put their works on display for the first time. 8 students from Lincoln High School currently have their works displayed at the Washington Pavilion at their Young Artists Gallery. One of those students is senior Heather Eller. She was recently awarded a gold key for one of her pictures.
I didn't really think that I'd get to be in a museum this early on in my art career, I guess you could call it. So it feels pretty awesome.
That means her piece will qualify for regional judging in Vermilion, and if she's picked, she could go on to represent the Midwest in New York.
Well, it seems like KELOLAND is in for a warm-up, but how warm could it actually get?
Let's find out by sending it over to meteorologist Scott Munt.
Well, we'll have to wait for the weekend. Seems like we're always waiting for the weekend, right? That's when we'll see temperatures warm to the 40s and 50s in parts of KELOLAND. In the meantime, areas of fog this morning remaining cloudy throughout the day today, even when we get rid of that fog. We'll have numbers in the 20s and 30s, mainly cloudy as we go through the work week. Talked about that weekend warm-up, and I think Brian Carsons may talk a little more about that coming up in a couple of minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. Well, Governor Kristi Noem says lawmakers who want to legalize industrial hemp in South Dakota are working with her administration on a potential compromise. Last year, Noem vetoed a bill that would have legalized hemp production. But Noem has now set 4 conditions she wants lawmakers to implement into new legislation. Noem says both sides are talking and making progress.
There will be a cost to taxpayers to stand this program up, and I wanted the legislators to make sure that they paid for it. So we are working on language. And I believe that we'll be finalizing that next week.
A summer study committee developed House Bill 1008 after the 2019 session. The bill could come up for debate in the House Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee this week.
The impeachment trial of President Donald Trump took a one-day break yesterday. U.S. Senator Mike Rounds took that time to return to South Dakota to speak at the annual Hour of Reflection hosted by South Dakota Right to Life. The event in Pierre marks the 47th anniversary of the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Roe v. Wade, legalizing most abortions in the United States. Right to Life is one of the groups that continues to push for its reversal.
Today we want to remember that we need to help every single expectant mother and father to be able to make the right decision and to make it as easy as possible for them to choose life.
As governor, Rounds signed an abortion ban in 2006, but it was overturned by voters the following November.
More than 20 years ago, Robert Leroy Anderson stalked, kidnapped, and killed 2 area women. Now the horrifying story of that crime has been put to paper in the new book, Duct Tape Killer. Authors Phil and Sandy Hammond were at Barnes & Noble to present the book to the Sioux Falls community. Former Judge Larry Long, who helped prosecute Anderson, was also there, along with a couple other key people who took on the crime in the mid-90s.
They're giving a portion of the book sales to sexual assault and domestic violence organizations. That's one thing we decided to do right off the bat. A harsh story, but at the end of the book, there's glimmers of good.
The Hammonds, who also wrote Gitchy Girl and Gitchy Girl Uncovered, started writing this book 2 years ago. To find out more about the Duct Tape Killer, visit KELOLAND.com.
People around the world are mourning the sudden death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter, and 7 others died Sunday when their helicopter crashed in Southern California. It's too early to say a cause, and a team of investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board is heading to the scene. NBA games went on as planned, with many of them holding a moment of silence. Some players shared the impact he had had on them.
Everything I learned came from Kobe. Everything. Take Kobe away, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have love. I wouldn't have the passion, the drive.
Bryant retired in 2016 as the 3rd leading scorer in NBA history, a milestone LeBron James surpassed on Saturday night. Bryant was married and the father of 4 daughters. Brian?
All right, as we turn to weather this morning, a couple updates for you. We do have some clouds today. We've had a little moisture too this morning, but so far, roads not terribly bad, but just keep an eye on that as we have some refreezing going on with cooler numbers. Western South Dakota also will likely go over to some pockets of light snow as we round up the day and into the overnight period here. So we do at least keep that in mind in the forecast. I think right now as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, well, cloudy skies in the east. I still think tomorrow a little bit of light precipitation East River, but that's the key word there, pretty light stuff. I think overall improving weather as we go toward the end of the week. We've got 20s today out there, most areas of eastern South Dakota. But look at this. We've got a 7-day forecast that has 40-degree weather, and it falls on the weekend. So that's going to be interesting to say the least here, and we'll continue to modify and watch the numbers here. But it looks like Aberdeen will also get a nice bump in the temperature by the weekend. Saturday, upper 30s, maybe 40s in Aberdeen by Sunday. And you can guess Pierre, even warmer, looks like near 50 by Saturday and Sunday. The week ahead also looks pretty tame, I think, weather-wise. Maybe some light precipitation on Thursday. And Rapid City, you're going to fear the best. You could be near 60 degrees next weekend, guys.
All right. Thanks, Brian. And thanks for joining us for KELOLAND on the Go. Be sure to join us on air for midday in KELOLAND.
Until then, you can get up to the minute developments right here on KELOLAND.com. Now go have a great day.